Welcome back to your channel, Sales is Always Fun. In this episode, we are going to talk about something that happens to all of us sometime or the other, which is called as a sales slump, where you see your sales getting evaporated. In fact, these are times where things don't go our way. You find customers missing, or your demos and your closures gets postponed. Things start going wrong every time, everywhere. And this is something that all we professionals face it. And these are times where you see others are doing extremely well, but don't feel jealous about it. And as sales evaporates, probably your bosses can make things worse for you. But then relax, just understand that this is a temporary phase and it will get corrected. You see this happening in every other profession, whether it is sports or in the cinema. You find sports persons going through a lean patch, or some good actors not giving good movies. All these things we see it regularly. But the difference between a good and a great professional is a great professional bounces back quickly and bounces and goes to a higher level from where he was also. I remember this incident. It happened a few years back. It was around 11:30 in the morning. I called up one of my colleagues to get some data, and he was sounding very negative. He said, "This is not going right, that is not going right, this is bad, that is bad." Nothing was right. There was a huge negative vibes coming out of him. So I told him, do one thing, we can have lunch together. I told him, come to the office. And at lunch, we were discussing only on some of the deals that he had done in the past, some good deals which he had bought for the organization. And after lunch, when we came to the office, I told him, do one thing, don't go for any customer call. Just sit and go through your old order book, so that you can see some customer where we can revisit. And by around 3:30, he jumped back saying that, I'm going back to the field. I said, are you perfectly all right? He says, yes, I'm perfectly fine. Believe it or not, he went and closed 2 deals that day evening itself. So it's all in the mind. The moment the mindset changed, things worked. I don't remember whether it was Zig Ziglar or Brain Tracy who said this. He had attended a sales training program in-house. So where the trainer had told him a couple of times, I see you being the national champion. I see everything is there in you. But I don't know why you're not blossomed out. The afternoon, the training was over. That day evening, he went and closed 2 orders. And he came back and said, it was not I who did it. It is a national champion who went and closed the deals. So the mindset does play a big role. Now the question is, what do I do when I have a sales slump? Yes, there are techniques in NLP which we will talk in some other time down the line about how to get the mindset right. But as I told you in the first episode, sales is 70% in the mind and only 30% what you do in the field. So now let's go in and see what all we can do once we get into the sales slump, which is an unavoidable thing. The first thing that we need to do is to remain calm. Do not panic. Accept the situation as it is. Believe in yourself and say, yes, this happens to all we sales professionals, and this has happened to me. That's okay, so let me relax. Instead, don't go to the bar and do such things off. Believe in yourself. That's the point number 2. Your good positive talk to yourself will get things in place. Well, now you may ask, if I have always the positive thinking, will I meet 100% success? The answer is no. But look at it the other way around. Say, for example, you are going for a 100-meter race, dash. Now, one approach you can take is, you can say like Muhammad Ali, I am the best, and go to the start line and focus and run, wherein you will give your best. Number 2, the other way is you don't have a positive mindset. You walk in, even before you touch the finish line, you look to your left and say, oh God, this guy, he runs in 10 seconds. I do it in 12 seconds. The guy beyond him does in 11 seconds. This guy to my right does in 9 seconds. So which means what? Even before you stepped onto the start line, you have lost the battle. So the positive mindset frame is very, very important. Well, when the sales slump happens, you can also go to your office spouse. Office spouse might sound new to most of us. This is a new phenomenon which is catching up very fast. Where at office you have a spouse, it can be of any sex. This is a person to whom you can go and talk your mind out. This is a person who will give you his or her shoulders. Whether you are sad, mad, glad, scared, whatever it is, you can go talk it out to them. And this is a new concept, office spouse. This is a person with whom you have a photonic relationship. Now, what is that? That's a relationship like what you have with your brother, sister, or with your parents, where there is no sex or romance involved. So you have a thorough professional kind of a spouse in your office. So that's one person you can approach to. If the sales slump is taking a slightly longer time, what you can do is take a break, which is very important. What some people do is they go sit in a calm place, take a piece of paper and just write down whatever comes to the mind. Whatever things, whether you are sad, unhappy, mad, you are scared of something, whatever it is, all the negative feelings, they just write down and they just burn the paper off after that. Don't look for grammatic errors or things like that. Just write and then burn the paper in front of your eyes. This gives you a lot of comfort. Next, you can also take a break and go to the nature. You can either go to some seashore or you can go to some beautiful forest or garden. Try walking barefooted on the grass in the garden or on the seashore. Listen to music, take a long walk, which is a very good thing to get your mindset in place. People also do exercise, but then if you're not used to that, I suggest take a long walk either by the seashore or in the nature. That's another way where you can get your mind refreshed. When sales slump happens, you can also go talk to people who had gone through this before. There could be some of your colleagues or people outside. Just talk to them, find out what they did, what they did not do, how they did. This will help you come out of it, because here you will get an idea of what needs to be done. The other thing that people do when they have a sales slump is they go on a sales calls with their colleagues. It could be either the seniors or juniors, because this will refresh you. One, you get to learn a lot of things. Because I remember another incident. John was just about a month old with us and he was going for his first closure. So I called up my colleague Suresh, who was one of the top performers, to go with him. Suresh first kept quiet and then he walked up to me and said, Ajit, for last 3 days things have not been going well. They have been not closing, I have not been able to get across to my customers, things are not going the way I wanted to go. So I don't want this poor guy to suffer because of me. I said, nothing. I said, what's there to worry about it? I asked him simple questions. Have you forgotten your product, what it does, how it does? He says, no. Has your ability to close, negotiate, demo come down? He said, no. Then what's the issue? Go. And Suresh went with John for the call and Suresh was able to close the call. In fact, that customer happened to be Suresh's good old friend in his previous organization. So they closed the call, they came back very happily. And believe me, that same week Suresh did a wonderful sales. He closed 2 large deals in that week. So the mindset changed, everything changes. So sales slump is here to stay for all of us to come. Just have your mindset changed. Another thing that sales professionals do is they go about setting small targets, smaller things in small details, and each time they achieve it, they start celebrating it. So this will also help them overcome the sales slump, because you feel confident and you start going for it. And another thing that salespeople do when they go through a sales slump is they go learn something new. They just take a break, go learn something new, and then they come back. And also during the break, they start having a relook at the way they do things. the way they approach the customer, the way they negotiate, they close, the entire sales methodology and the process. Step by step, they try to relook, they see where they can develop and improve upon. Well, these are some of the steps that sales professionals do when they go through a sales slump. It's simple. This happens to all of us. Accept it, and you get your mindset in place. You'll be out of it quickly. Yes, there are techniques, like I said, in NLP, which we'll be discussing very soon, as to how you can get your mindset positive, because a positive mindset is the only way that you can come out of the sales slump. Thank you. Till we meet again, this is Ajit Kumar signing off. Before I go, please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button, because when the next episode is uploaded, you will be intimated. Thank you. Bye-bye.